Ooh, that's hot. Shop with Exquisite Sips by Lady J. She has a nice herbal tea line. Really good tea. I'm drinking the orange spice chai tea, and it is really delicious. Just give you guys a little up close there. I don't even have to hold the glass down. Yep. Tea time with me. Guys, and welcome back to the Crystalina Perspective. In today's video, I am bringing you guys positive vibes, inspirations, and a little tea and love. So in today's video, we're gonna have a little chit chat, and I'm going to talk to you guys all about why I decided to become an LPN. So if you're interested in watching, stay tuned. Hey guys, happy Friday. We have made it to yet another bomb week. We have conquered, we have persevered. Happy Juneteenth. I hope that you guys are going to participate in all of the Juneteenth festivities that are virtual, of course. If you do decide to participate in any festivities that require you to be in close corners with people, please remember to wash your hands and wear your mask and practice social distancing. So guys, I wanted to do this video for a little while now because I've kind of mentioned some things before. I kind of haven't. So I decided that why not go ahead, drop this to you guys while I'm out of school, and let's just talk about it. So why did I become an LPN? I know this is like a striking question. A lot of people, you know, wonder, why do people become an LPN over an RN? This versus that, blah, 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 blah. So we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna tell you guys my story, and that's gonna be that. So let's get into it. So let me just be clear. I've said this time and time again, nursing is a second career for me. Now, I chose to become an LPN for a variety of reasons. I wanted to make sure that I definitely wanted to be a nurse. And my advice to you, and I highly recommend that if you are struggling, you're straddling the fence on whether you want to be a nurse or you don't want to be a nurse, I highly recommend that you become an LPN. A lot of people have ill feelings towards licensed practical nurses or becoming an LPN, etc. I say do it. LPNs are not going anywhere. For years, they're phasing LPNs out. LPNs are, you're not going to be able to get in a job. An LPN is a low paid nurse. An LPN is this. An LPN is that. You're not going to be able to get paid any money. Negativity. People that say those things are pretty much 9 out of 10 unhappy with their own life, for one, and for two, they don't want to see you do anything uplifting with your life. So I wouldn't even entertain those people. So I chose to do LPN because, one, I was still trying to figure out if I wanted to do nursing for sure. Nursing is a field that is well compensated, as a lot of people know, but do not become a nurse just because you see that they're well compensated, because not all nursing positions are well compensated. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna be clear with that. And the nurse job isn't as glamorous as people make it out to be. Yes, you have people doing cute modeling and uniforms, and they have cute accessories, and they may have cute different types of personalities on shows and that type of deal, but that is not the truth. So don't get sucked into that lifestyle. You have to have a true passion for this line of work and for this type of career. If you don't have that type of passion and drive to do it, you're gonna, one, get burnt out with it very quickly, and two, you're gonna be unhappy. And it doesn't matter how much money people throw your way, it's not gonna make you satisfied. You're not gonna want to continue. So remember that. That's the same thing as if you were saying, I'm gonna go be a doctor because they make a whole bunch of money. It's a lot of schooling, and nursing school is hard. Medical school is hard. you have to dedicate a lot of time to doing these things. So one, I wanted to make sure that this was for sure, truly, one, what I wanted to do, and two, a calling / passion for me. And I say that because, as I've shared with you guys before, I've always felt like nursing has been there for me ever since I was in high school. I've always been around nurses. I've always done like some type of nurse thing. I was a CNA for 6 years. I did phlebotomy. I did assist with taking care of my grandmother when she was sick. I was around home health nurses. I was a Health Occupation Students of America, or HOSA student. I did all of those things. And, you know, for the longest, I was like, I think I want to be a nurse. But becoming an LPN was the for sure way for me to truly realize if I wanted to be a nurse or not. But at the same time, not sacrifice a lot of time towards doing it. Which brings me to my next point. Becoming an LPN was a quick way to become a nurse. It was a 1-year program, 12 months, or some programs are 10 to 11 months, depending on the school / state. So it was a quick program for me, and it allowed me to get into school, get out, start working, figure out if nursing truly was that area for me, versus going to school and spending 2 to 4 years in school, collecting all this debt, spending all this time, and not being happy with my decision. So God answered prayers, because I was happy with my decision to become a nurse. I was ecstatic, through the moon, through the roof, floored, excited about being a nurse when I got to second semester of the LPN program. So much so, I took a contract. I worked with an LTech unit for about 8 months, and then I ended up drifting off into some other positions, and now I'm working on my BSN in nursing. But that was point number 2. Point number 3 on why I became an LPN first is, 2, I had already accumulated bills. As I've told you guys at the beginning of this video, I'm a non-traditional student. I'll be 29 years old this year. Lord says the same. And I had already accumulated a lot of adult bills. I had already been living an adult lifestyle. I was switching careers. So I needed something where I could go to school. It could be fast. It could be quick. I can get in there, do what I got to do, get out, start making some money. And then if I decided to move up the ladder, I could move up that ladder, but at the same time still take care of my bills, still make some money, still do what I needed to do. And that is what LPN provided for me, which I am so blessed and thankful that I did that, because, you know, COVID came, something nobody thought would come. And by me being an LPN, I am so blessed and so thankful, because I'm a nurse. At the end of the day, after that 1 year of schooling, I am a nurse. Okay, I'm not an RN, whatever. I don't work in no specialty, whatever, but I'm a nurse. I can easily, you know, put my pride to the side, go work at a nursing home, go work at an assisted living, go work at a prison. There are LPN jobs everywhere. There are. In some states, LPNs still work in hospitals. LPNs are everywhere. You cannot phase us out, because there's such a shortage of nurses to the point to where we're needed. So by me going to school for that 1 year, it helped me to be able to get in school, sacrifice a year of being broke, because when you're in LPN school, it's rough. Honestly, when you're in any nursing school, it's rough. And so thankfully, as I've stated, I was able to get through that rough year. Had I decided to go to school for 2 years for associates, which would have given me my RN, and I would have had an associate's degree, or 4 years, Lord forbid, to get my BSN, I probably would have been somewhere homeless, just being honest, because I had already had all these bills aligned. So me suffering for a year helped me tremendously. Now, if you got family or a husband or wife or somebody that's gonna foot the bills for you to go to school for 2 to 4 years to become an RN, kudos to you. But if you only got a limited amount of time like what I had, that 1 year did a miracle for me. So I was able to get a lot done in that 1 year. So that was the third reason on why I did LPN. And so it ended up working out for me, and it ended up working out for my good. And now I'm able to go up the ladder. I'm at that next phase. Like, you know, I'm moving up the ladder. So I'm able to work still and make a decent living and not have to go without and do what I have to do to, you know, have my needs met and some of my wants too, and still provide for myself without having to go without. And that's a blessing. If I wanted to, I can pick up extra. I can go get a job in an agency because I'm a nurse at the end of the day. And when I graduate next year, all I'm doing is leveling up to an RN, so I'll be eligible to work in a more specialized, higher leadership role. Because there are leadership roles that LPNs can work in, but the particular specialty area that I'm interested in working in, LPNs can't work in that area. So that is why some LPNs leave the area of working as an LPN to elevate to become an RN. So even if you became an LPN, you know, some people love it, and they stay as an LPN. But that is why I became an LPN, because I'm getting into another subject. So before I pull over into that subject, let me close out. That's why I became an LPN. I became an LPN because it was easily tangible for me, and I was a second career option person. I was moving into a second career, and it also allowed for me to be able to get in school, get out of school, work, do what I needed to do to survive. Because at the end of the day, nobody was paying Crystal bills but Crystal. Okay? Didn't have no sugar daddy, none of that stuff. Just solely me. Now, moving into the next piece of this is that why am I moving from an LPN to an RN? No, it's not that I'm unhappy with being an LPN. There are several opportunities when you become an LPN. So I want to make that clear. If you are looking at this video and you're torn between LPN and RN, and you're a non-traditional student, or you're a second career student, or you're just a student in general, not sure if you should be an LPN or an RN, there are several opportunities as an LPN. I know an LPN right now who's an assistant director at a pediatric at a pediatric clinic. Let me get my words together. Clinic. So she's the assistant director at a clinic. She's in a leadership role. Well, I want to go into OB. There is no LPN positions in OB. So that means that I have to move out of my LPN role and elevate to an RN role just to secure the type of position I aspire to have. So unfortunately, that means that I have to go back to school. But thankfully, I'm able to still go to work and go to school. That's the blessing of being an LPN. Now, I know a ton of LPNs that are happy where they're at. Some of them work long-term care and they move up the chain of the command and they become director of nursing and long-term care, and they're happy. I know some LPNs that are happy at the bedside. I know some LPNs that do home health. I know some LPNs that do research. I know LPNs that do LTAC units. I know some LPNs that are okay with where they are as an LPN, and they have a ton of opportunities. But then there are also some LPNs that want to get their BSN to do different types of leadership, such as become a chief nursing officer, or they want to teach at an academic institution, or they want to teach at a LPN program. Well, to teach at an LPN program, you have to have a bachelor's, well, really a master's, but sometimes at an LPN program, they'll let you get away with a BSN. But sometimes you have to elevate to get to certain positions. So the LPN role serves as a solid foundation that helps you to get to that next foundation. Some LPNs, you know, they have a vision. They know they want their DMP, but LPN is what is tangible, because maybe in their state, the wait list is as long as from driving from Arkansas to California, which is a pretty long distance. So they go to an LPN program because they know it's a shorter route to become an LPN and then bridge over from an LPN to an RN. So everybody's situation is different. I say all that to say, do not judge a person for what decision or road they take. And do not belittle a person for what they decide to do, because everybody's journey is different. Nobody is less than the next person because they decided to become an LPN over an RN. They're not. They're no less than the next person. They're not. So I'm a proud LPN as the nurse Sam, which I will link her down below. She has some bomb resources. I also link Exquisite Sips, who I'm sipping on tea from, down below. 2 bomb Black-owned businesses that you guys should go check out. As the nurse Sam says, lit proud nurse. Those are her words, not mine. You guys should go check out the nurse Sam. I am a lit proud nurse, and I will continue to be a lit proud nurse until I become a registered nurse. And there is nothing wrong with being a lit proud nurse, aka an LPN. So I hope this video helped you guys to get some insight onto why I became an LPN. I hope that you guys kind of learned a little bit about me. As I've stated, happy Friday, happy Juneteenth. Please stay safe, you guys out there. These coronavirus cases are stressing me out. Like, oh my gosh, I want this virus to like die. I do. But continue to wash your hands, continue to wear your mask. Black Lives Matter. Please continue to support the cause. I do have some links down below that you guys can go check out and support various causes that are going on with the Black Lives Matters, because it really sucks, the different things that are going on. And I don't even want to get into a tangent on what's going on because I'm going to get emotional. But you guys, please continue to stay safe, and until our next video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye.